Networking and marketing made simple is for you, the business owner who has a product, a service, or a message that you believe in. My name is Scott Aaron, and each week we'll take a behind-the-scenes look into the real-world marketing and networking tactics and strategies for getting what you have in front of you to a lot more people. Thanks for spending time with me, and now let's get started. Super excited for you to hear today's amazing episode. But before I jump into that, I have so many people that reach out to me and ask, how do I start a podcast? What do I need to do? And what you guys listen to, wherever you're listening to this from, if you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, in my opinion, it is the easiest way to make a podcast. It's one of those things where I jumped into it because it has everything that I needed in one place. And that's what I loved about it. The tools that allow you to record and then edit your podcast from your phone or your computer, which is so accessible. But also, when you actually host your podcast on Anchor like I do, you can distribute that podcast on all the listening platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, all the different big ones that people are listening to. It's all from here. And it's everything that you need to make a podcast in one place. And the other great thing is, and why I always suggest it to people, it's absolutely free. And this is the easiest thing to do. All you have to do is download the Anchor app on Apple or on your Android, or go to anchor.fm. And that's how you get started. It's that simple. So if you have a message, if you have something really important you want to share, getting your podcast out on the anchor.fm platform will get you there. And not even will get you there, you'll be amazed at what could happen. So enjoy today's episode. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Networking and Marketing Made Simple. Super excited for today's episode because we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, but namely, we're going to talk about three main types of content that you should never share on LinkedIn. So I did a poll, I would say about 2 weeks ago. And I simply asked, do you feel that people on LinkedIn are treating it too much like Facebook and Instagram? So there were over 215 people who voted, and nearly 71% voted yes. They did feel like people are using this, LinkedIn that is, too much like Facebook and Instagram. So I would absolutely agree. But what I want to get kind of granular with is three types of content in particular that you 100% want to stay clear of on LinkedIn. So number one is what is clarified as polarizing content. So polarizing content is anything that drums up or creates a negative feeling or response around it. Now, I'm just going to kind of give you three off the bat that I stay way clear of, and don't even touch with a 10-foot pole. So number one, anything political. It's just something that I don't talk about online. It's just by choice. But if you read specific articles, even blogs, LinkedIn has even actually produced some articles. Basically, they're not shadow banning people, but they are making sure that certain types of content don't enter onto the platform to stir the pot or create a negative feeling around it. So I would say anything related to politics or government, I would completely stay away from. Also, the pandemic, so anything pandemic related, also drums up a lot of negativity. But also, I tend to stay away from anything that is going to bring the trolls out to play. And what I mean by that are the people that just love talking about negative stuff. They love really feeding into the negative aspect of things. So before you post something on LinkedIn, really do that polarizing check. Is this going to drum up negative energy? Is this going to drum up anything that is going to cause people to feel a certain way? And if so, then I would absolutely do your very best and your due diligence to stay away from something like that. So that's number one. Number two, scandalous images. Scandalous images. I don't know if it's because I'm a parent now that this bothers me more, but when I see people using their bodies to sell and using their bodies for the vanity metric aspect of social media, whether it be likes, comments, views, shares, where someone's self-worth is based on the vanity side of what they're posting, it just doesn't sit well with me from a personal and professional aspect, because LinkedIn, if you remember, is a professional networking platform. It's not a personal platform. It's a professional networking platform. That's the big thing. So when you understand that this is where people go to professionally network, not personally network, professionally network. Personally networking is a dating site. That's not what LinkedIn is. So if people are using their bodies to sell just to get vanity metrics and engagement, that's better for Facebook and Instagram. That's what you see going on there. It's not meant for LinkedIn. But if you also look at the types of people that come out of the woodwork, when I see certain people posting certain scandalous things where they're showing too much skin, a lot of the creepos come out and they write some really creepy stuff, in the comments. Oh, I love you, I want to marry you, are you single? Like really weird, creepy things. So you don't want the creepos to be trolling all over your posts. That's the last thing that you want. So stay away from any scandalous images on LinkedIn. And finally, number three, I would say never post anything that doesn't have a specific lesson or a lead back to some sort of business or professional advice. So let me give you an example. So Nancy and I, we always take 3 weeks of vacation off completely during the summer. And as many of you may know that have been listening to this podcast, you already know that Nancy and I, we only work Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. We leave Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday completely open for whatever we want to fill it with. But we also make sure that we take a full week off in July, a full week off in August, and a full week off in September. Now, this happened to be in September. I always go to the gym first thing in the morning, even on vacation. And when I was coming back out of the gym, I had like just kind of like an epiphany type moment, like, ooh, I should do a video. Now, Mondays are when I usually do LinkedIn Lives, and it was a Monday, but I was down the shore, I was at the beach, and I'm not jumping on my laptop just to do a live. I still wanted to do a piece of video content, so here's what I did. So I was sitting in my car, and I basically hopped on. I did like a 4 or 5 minute video correlating the similarities of building a healthy body and how that correlates to building a healthy business. Meaning, I went over, to build a healthy body, you need discipline, you need a routine, and you need consistency. So when I thought about them, I'm like, ooh, I can correlate that to a business tip, because I basically said the 3 things that it takes to make and build a healthy body, you need those same things to build a healthy business. You need a routine, you need to be consistent, and you need to be disciplined. So I was able to take a personal life experience like working out and coming back from the gym, but I was also able to tie that into a meaningful type video that was still giving business advice. Now, if you're just jumping on there and talking about nonsense and not correlating it or giving a lead back to something for business, that's not going to help accomplish anything with what you're looking to do. So remember, when you are looking to really post the right type of content on LinkedIn, you also have to take note of what you should never post on LinkedIn. So stay away from anything paralyzing, stay away from anything scandalous, and stay away from anything that doesn't teach a lesson or lead back to some sort of business advice that will help those that are taking in the content that you've created. So again, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to write a review, leave a rating on Apple or iTunes or wherever you're listening to and from. But also don't forget, check the description of this episode. You can become a member of the Network and Marketing Made Simple podcast subscription. It's $2.99 a month, and it unlocks a bonus Friday episode every single week just for you. So 4 bonus episodes every single week. If you would like to do that, just go to the description of this episode and start your subscription today. So everyone, please enjoy the rest of your days, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much again for checking out today's episode. And if you are listening through iTunes, Spotify, wherever you are, please leave me a rating and review. Let me know what you loved, what you would like to see improved, or ideas you have for future episodes. And if you are interested in taking your business to the next level, don't hesitate to go to my website, www.scottaaron.net, where you can schedule a free discovery call with me, where I can learn more about you, your business, what you're struggling with, and how we can work together. And don't forget to check out my wife, Nancy, and mine, our free community on Facebook called LinkedIn Leads for Life. We would love to see you in there. Have a great rest of your day. And thank you, everyone, for your support. Grateful for each and every one of you.